Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it snapped the bolt.
We spent £1,500 on an old scrapped horse box with the idea of converting it into our dream camper truck. In this episode, we carry out some deep investigation, make our first cuts to the cab, and Pete learns a brand new skill.
Nice. This is the first weld on the truck.
The road to off-grid, off-grid.
The renovations are off to a great start, but have uncovered quite a few rust patches that need to be dealt with before we can carry on. We're not sure if we have the right tools, so we've come to the truck to see just how much it's going to cost us.
Can't get in here with an angle grinder without also cutting through all of this. So we're thinking a die grinder or like a small cut-off wheel could get in here a bit easier.
But we figured maybe if we take off this step, we could actually get underneath it with an angle grinder instead of having all that extra expense. So we're going to do some investigating, starting with taking off these very rusty looking bolts. That just turned to dust.
These screw heads are completely wrecked. We're going to try and cut a little groove in it, in the top of the head, and then use this big flat head. There we go. First time angle grinding, you ready? Really struggling to get this bolt out. Just can't get enough on it to twist it and take it out. So before I start applying heat and stuff, I thought it'd be a good idea to check what's underneath. And then let me show you.
Oh, okay. But here I see another metal like shelf, so I think actually it's enclosed. But it does mean we need to come in from the top. Oh yeah, we don't have an option. Even if we take this off, we're not going to be... We're learning all sorts of things about this truck. Wiggling.
So is that one? Where does it go? Oh, it went in my mouth. Oh, it just goes to this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just an indicator. How do we take this off? I don't want to break it.
You did it.
Oh, I didn't break it. Yeah, we got to cut this. Oh, actually, do we? No, we don't. Nice. Now we can just pull this cable through. I need to undo these bolts, but they're wrecked. We came to the truck today to answer the question, do we need to get some different tools in order to cut this patch out? And the answer is yes. We can't cut it from the top with an angle grinder. It's too small a gap for me to do comfortably. We chased the wire. Luckily, it just leads just right down here, so that's going to be easy to pull that out of the way. So
But we haven't got what we need to remove the bolts because they're just crumbling away.
But it's raining, so we're going to go home and just say we had a successful day of
investigation. Every day we learn a little bit more about our truck, and that's a win.
Ah!
Okay, let's go.
There we go. Step 1, step 2, step 3. When do we install the massive sound system?
That's a happy boy. So yeah, we decided that we needed to get a compressor and some air tools. The reason why we went for a compressor of air tools is because of cost. It just made more financial sense.
Well, even like the cost of this, and we got a die grinder, a cut-off wheel, and like a vibration hammer thing, was less than buying a Makita 18-volt die grinder.
Yeah.
We're going to do a lot of spray painting in the future anyway, so 100 litres is kind of on the limit of spray painting and stuff, but we're going to do it in small sections, so I think it should all be fine.
But first we need to empty this.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of water in it because it's used, but it'll be fine. compressor had an accident. It's not often we get to use our big spanners. It's like some people have like fine china that they get out every now and again. We've got nice spanners that we only get to use on occasion. We've got these bolt removers. They kind of cut themselves into the bolt head that's worn away and then undoes them in theory. So I really hope it works, because otherwise it's just going to be a real pain. Let's give it a try. It didn't work. Yeah. Oh, it snapped the bolt. But that's not too bad. That's not too bad. At least the head's out and we can actually remove the bits we need to remove, and then we'll deal with the snapped bolts later. Okay, let's pull this cable out. Nice. Now that's out of the way. We can move this out of the way. And we can cut this out. Okay, let's do it. Let's make our first incision. So I've done the 2 long cuts. Cutting these short edges now, that's gonna be tricky. I just experimented with this little tungsten carbide, I think it's called a burr tool, and I've just basically just got it in the gap and then brought it across, and it's cutting through this quite nicely, so I'll be able to neaten all this. Okay, change of plan again. We thought we could treat this, but the best thing to do is just cut it out and put a patch in, because if it's not soaked all the way through, if it's not fully treated, all the rust underneath, we're just going to do it again in a year or so. Okay, that doesn't look bad.
This is just the top layer?
Yeah, I think so. That didn't go too bad. I think it took a little longer than it should have, just because we were being careful. We're just going to spray it with this stuff. It's like a zinc coating one. So you spray the underside of the patch and all around the area that you're going to weld. Put the patch in, weld it in place, give it a coat of this, and then a coat of paint on top, and then it's done. So simple. Cutting the hole went really well. We've cut out the patch, but before we weld it in, it's quite important to disconnect the battery. So, where's the battery? I think I know where it is. Okay. Well, massive batteries. Let's just turn the isolator switch. That should be fine now. We don't actually need to disconnect the batteries. Okay, so...
You were wearing him like a badge for a second.
Yeah, he's my friend. So we have to just try it now. So we've got our patch primed on one side, and we're just going to lay it in. And this is the first weld on the truck. Nice, okay. Blowing through it. It's just blowing through the edges. I was really starting to struggle at this point. Thankfully, our neighbour, who just so happens to have a lot of experience with welding cars, noticed I could use a hand and came over to help. I don't think I could have done it without him. fully like that, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like that, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
And you push the puddle. This is
Yeah, that looks much better.
Yeah.
But that was successful, I think. Kind of. The Weld's not pretty, but so the guy you just saw, that's Steve. Really nice guy. He saw me struggling, came over and offered some help. But even he struggled with it because he said it's just a hard area to get the angles because it's like in this little groove. So it's not pretty, but it's good. And he was just giving me some pointers and stuff.
Yeah, you
so
got a little impromptu lesson.
Little lesson. I mean, the welding community on the internet is it can be brutal, so be kind. Steve was really nice to help us. First hole done.
That was a learning experience.
It was. But it looks okay now. It's definitely not going to rust anymore in that area. We've stopped it in its tracks. So I think that's it for the day. I'm done. We'll see you tomorrow. So we're back, it's another day. Yesterday was intense, but I think it went really well. We got that one patch done. It took way longer than I thought it was going to, but it's done and we learned a lot. So hopefully this side, it's basically the same job, but it'll hopefully go much faster. So I'm going to crack on with that, carry on grinding and preparing this side for welding.
And I'm going to pick up where I left off with the chairs and the upholstery and see if I can get it nice and clean.
Nice.
Let's go.
Great. We were very careful last time when we were pulling this cable out, and I think we were like overly careful. There we go.
Yeah, that was much
We
quicker.
spent like an hour or two messing around with that last time. Probably another patch to do in here, but we've also got like some funny bits of rust that I need to explore as well. So hopefully it's only one patch. So the hole is cut, the patch is prepped, but inside it's not too bad. There is some surface rust. I've scratched away at it with a screwdriver. It's nothing bad. Much better than last time.
That's my job done. Let's go and see how Pete's got on with his welding. Hello.
Hey. Hey.
How have you got on?
Just finished up. Better than the first one. Using the thicker steel really helped. I mean, it's not very pretty welds, but it's in, and there's no gaps and stuff.
It doesn't matter that it's not pretty. It's going to be under a mat.
What did that guy say in the comments? Grinder and paint make the weld.
Make the welder you ain't.
The grinder and paint make the welder you ain't. I quite like that.
Oh, he's done some nice grindings.
Yeah, getting this all nice. That was a lot of grinding. Luckily, the only rust I found that was bad, that needed a patch, was this bit in the gutter. All the bits, there's some bits behind the pedal, some bits in the middle, and it was just surface rust, so I'm just going to treat it with some rust converter, give it a paint with that primer ready for white paint to match the rest of the cab. So anywhere where there was rust, I'm going to just treat with this. Give it a paint afterwards with the zinc primer, and then after that we'll paint it with the white.
Paint.
I'm tired. Paint.
You okay?
I was just having to sit down.
You look like you've seen some things.
It's been a long couple of days. The sun's setting. That's how long we've been here.
Yeah, we did a long one. Today and yesterday.
Yeah.
We're getting in the swing of things, I think, now.
Mm.
This is like our 3rd week of working on the truck. So, yeah, just still kind of finding our feet, and then when there's something quite in depth to learn, it slows everything down.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, you kind of feel the pressure because we want to get something out onto the channel. So we're getting there.
Yeah, sorry, it's mostly been removing bolts and welding patches, but that's all we've done all week.
Yeah.
It's taken us that long because it's, yeah, like Hayley said, it's very new to us.
I think that Pete's done amazingly well.
Thank you.
Even from the first patch to the second, it's such a massive improvement, and I think you've enjoyed yourself, right?
I have, yeah. I'm not worrying about it being a pretty weld or getting it perfect, because you just cut it out and do it again if it's terrible. But yeah. So no pressure.
I think you've done really well, and we've got pretty much all of the rust taken care of except for that last little patch, which we will deal with next time.